Hey guys, we are back in Changeling for our final bad ending for ELLIOT. And it involves fire, if we're gonna go by the ending name. So yeah, let's take a guess at what that could possibly involve and when. But anyway, I have loaded my save from, I think I was doing the first bad ending. So it's all those choices up to just not following the music. Gotta get the heck out of here. Let's skip our way to victory. What am I doing with you? Ah, this is a new choice with Brenna. I tried to push her away from me, but Brenna was having none of it. She shoved me to the ground, her long nails digging into my head. I let out a frustrated whimper as she pressed against me and continued to lick my face. She was distressingly strong and heavy. I tried to squirm away, but she held me firmly in place. Her tongue was weirdly raspy, just like a cat. It stung like hell as it scraped over my injured face. I felt for all the world like kitten being cleaned by an overzealous mother, indeed. Brenna, it hurts! It wouldn't hurt if you would stop moving. It wouldn't hurt if you'd get off me! She finally released me and sat back a bit, watching me quietly. Surprisingly, I had at least calmed down a bit. I mean, being licked by Brenna will do that to a person. Okay, so we have to tell her about ELLIOT, which we've done before. Okay, Spencer, you're not gonna choke us out. No. And, quietly ask you to leave. Definitely don't slap you. I'm not gonna believe ELLIOT, again, which is very sad. Get told off by Mark. And then, what about this one? Just getting coffee again. Alright. I love that little, just bit of doop, doop, doop. Okay, so I don't want to go up to the 4th floor. What happened last time was not at all what I was expecting, going up to the 4th floor, but... Okay, so I can do either of these. I haven't done this before, so I'll do that. I wasn't sure who this guy was, but my only choices were to go with him or run. And I still had that feeling of needing to get out of the woods. Fine. He seemed rather surprised when I agreed to that so easily. I didn't know if that should be a red flag for me or not. But first tell me your name. If he had seemed surprised I agreed to go with him, he was even more surprised when I asked his name. That reaction told me that he and I definitely knew each other. Something doesn't smell right here.
Do you really not remember that?
I don't.
Grant Mitchell.
That name. Something about it made me take a step back. He just shot me an amused grin.
Done pretending now.
I'm not pretending, but that doesn't mean I'm going to just trust you either.
I know that in the past you've gotten out of tricky situations by pulling the same thing. You'll forgive me if I don't buy it.
I glared at him. No one asked you to believe me. I could already see why that name made me uncomfortable. I didn't like him now, and I couldn't even remember him. I suspected he and I didn't get along. Forget it. I'm not going with you. I tried to stalk past him. At the very least, if I went the direction he'd been coming from, I'd find my way back.
Not so fast!
He grabbed my arm, pulling me back toward him. I tried to yank it away. Let go!
I said you're coming with me.
Technically, you asked me to go with you, and I'm refusing.
I can't let you do that.
Let go! In one motion, he yanked me against him and slung me over his shoulder like I was a freaking piece of luggage. I shrieked and kicked both feet, trying to twist away from him. Let go!
Yell if you want. There's not really anyone else around here anyway.
Jerk! I beat on his back with both fists, kicking and twisting to get away from him. He was stupidly strong, not to mention bigger than me. The over-the-shoulder position I was in didn't exactly give me a lot of leverage, but I'd be damned if I was going to go with him without a fight. Okay, are we back? No, not yet. I drove my elbow toward the back of his head as I yanked on his belt with my other hand.
Damn it!
He staggered forward, nearly dropping me on my head, which, well, I guess that was preferable to being kidnapped. Okay, how about now? Nope. Grant captured my arm and dragged it over his shoulder so he could pin it to the side of my leg with his other hand.
You're making this more of a pain in the ass than it has to be.
That's the point, you freaking kidnapper! He staggered through the brush, somehow managing to keep a grip on me. It wasn't long before the trees cleared out and I saw a dusty car parked on the side of an otherwise empty road. And next to the car, there was a familiar hunched figure. Spencer? Okay. Spencer? Spencer? Spencer! Help! I don't know why I said it. I regretted it the moment the words were out and he didn't move. Didn't even look up. He's in on this? You are so dead. Okay, how about now? Yay! Now we back. And this is our last choice. We haven't done this yet. Come on, just untie me at the very least. Jeez. I won't even run from your stupid tests. Well, I mean, unless you try to set me on fire. Sorry, not sticking around for that. Why would I untie you? Because you're not crazy. Because you're not a criminal. Because you're not a terrible person. Take your pick. You're wrong. Not a terrible person. I am terrible. I'm the worst. What are you talking about? He crouched down, grabbing my hair and yanking back. Okay. It's not different. So this is some of the same stuff he said in the other choice.
It's my fault you took her in the first place! Did you think I'd forgotten that?
Spencer! He jerked his hands away instead, rubbing both hands on his jeans, as if touching me disgusted him.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. That night. That hill.
Hill?
I've dreamed about it all this time. Even more since we got back. I remember what happened back then. I remember.
Spencer, what are you talking about?
I went inside it. That hill. And you wouldn't let me go. Not until Nora came and took my place.
I agreed to take his place? In a hill? What hill was he talking about? That one behind our old house? I remembered that we used to play there, but he was saying he went inside it? There were such things as fairy hills. That must be it. That must be how this changeling thing happened, but... Spencer, listen. We're missing a piece of the puzzle here. If you'd let me...
The only thing missing is my sister, and I want her back!
I am your sister!
Stop saying that! This is why Grant doesn't understand. He doesn't know you. He hasn't seen what I have. He doesn't know what you're capable of. We'll never get through to you. The only thing we can do is this.
He snatched something that was partially concealed by the duffel bag. My eyes went wide when I caught the flash of red. I struggled against the ropes violently, trying to work myself free. Spencer, no! Oh my god, what are you doing?
It said it in the book we found. Even in your journal, right? Burn a changeling, they'll have to give back the one they took. If I do this, you'll have to give her back.
That look in his eyes again. I knew there was no reasoning with him at this point. I screamed as he splashed the gasoline toward me. Help! Grant! Please! Spencer dumped the rest of the gas onto a pile of pallets nearby. He pulled out a lighter and lit the edge of my journal. The flames slowly flickered across the pages and they curled inward, turning black. Grant! Spencer backed away and threw it into the gas. It caught. That was red. And I watched in horror as the flames rushed toward me. The world dissolved in the flash of heat, pain, my own screams, and darkness. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention. There you go. Whew. Oops, that's not at all what I wanted. There we go. Endings. Purify with fire. Well, good luck with those ferals, Spencer. You're dead without your sister. Good job. Ugh. That's probably the worst way we've gone. Quite possibly. Like, ugh, being burned alive. Ah, bleh. Alright, guys, but we did it. We made it through all the bad endings for Elliot's route. And he wasn't really involved with any of them, so yay! So yeah. With that being said, all we have now is his friendship ending, so hopefully I will see you there for that, guys.